Hello, this is my first vlog that I've ever posted on my website. I wanted to share my most recent thoughts with everyone about how my second year of teaching has been going. A little insight, I have taught fifth grade last year as my very first year of teaching. Absolutely loved them. The age was wonderful. My class was wonderful. Loved it. The curriculum was not my favorite. Third grade still has my heart as far as curriculum goes. I spent a year and a half in third grade when I was doing my final internship under the teacher residency program. But this year I have changed schools. I'm back into the regular public school system instead of charter, and I got a job as a fourth grade language arts teacher. I teach two classes of fourth graders, and I'm doing all of the gifted students. So that was a really big concern of mine, is teaching gifted. I definitely knew that that would come with a lot more responsibility than most, but I was ready for the challenge. And met my two groups of kids. They are absolutely wonderful, beautiful kids, so collaborative, so willing to work, very, very driven. Parent involvement is wonderful. Really, it's my dream class. I cannot think of a better class to have. About 2 weeks ago, we were pulled into a meeting with all of the kindergarten team, all of the fourth grade team, and all of the second grade team. We were told about the shiftment of units around and briefly explained Hillsborough County has cap sizes. There can't be a certain number of students in every grade level. So kindergarten was 19 over in their count, and fourth grade, was under 19. So the good news is that a teacher was not being put into the pool, and we would still be able to have our job at our school site, which is really great. A lot of times when these cuts happen, they have to go to a different school altogether, and that's a really hard transition for most teachers to make, and it's just so unknown. So the short end of this is that I half volunteered. It was going to be me eventually. I knew that. I was the lowest on the totem pole. I was last hired. I was least experienced. I knew it was going to happen. The voluntary part of it comes from we had a few teachers volunteer if they could make a jump to second grade instead of all the way down to kindergarten, because going from fourth grade all the way to kindergarten is an enormous jump in grade level. The developmental level is just so totally different. And my last year's experience, I saw the effects of fifth grade students who had teachers leave halfway through the year. I saw the effect emotionally, how they just completely attached to me because they even said, please don't leave, as if that was going to happen, and that just broke my heart. That's really sad that a kid has to beg their teacher to stay the full year. And I didn't leave, thankfully. But I also saw the effects of them being far behind academically than their peers. It was very, very evident. I could point out, before anyone even told me, which student's teacher left halfway through the year. It was so obvious and so sad. So I said, how about we not make as many waves as possible, and I will make the jump to kindergarten, because I would feel very bad if we moved a fourth grade teacher to second grade, a second grade teacher to kindergarten, and those second grade students are now affected. Let's cut this short. Let's affect the least amount of students as possible. It's unnecessary to drag more classes into this and more teachers into this as well. So that's the part where it's voluntary. It was going to be no matter what. It was just a matter of where I would go. And I was lucky enough to have a job at the same school because I fought to be at this school, and I absolutely love it. So this is day 2 of kindergarten. I apologize. I'm in a t-shirt because I'm exhausted. The only reason I'm talking right now is because I have finished a cup of coffee, and that is the truth. Yesterday was my first day in kindergarten. What they did is they pulled about 2 kids from every class and created my own class so that every class was not over capacity anymore. Yesterday was an absolute disaster. It was terrible. I cried not once, not twice, but 3 times before 5 o'clock. And I have never felt so emotional in my life when it comes to teaching. And I knew that there would be tears, and I knew that it would be hard. I didn't think that it was going to be a breeze whatsoever, but it was hard. My biggest thing that I did wrong yesterday was I underplanned tremendously. Even when I thought what I was doing was over planning, I did not realize that with kindergarten, I knew that their attention spans were very short, but I did not think that the lessons themselves would be shortened. So, biggest takeaway from yesterday, was that the lessons will take about 20 to 25 minutes, and that's about it. That's all you got of their attention before we need to move on to the next thing. So, with 4th grade and 5th grade, I could drag something out for 45 minutes to an hour and I would have their attention. They might be a little tired at the end, but I could easily drag something out and it would be fine. So today was worlds better. Still not even close to good, but worlds better. I had several APs come up to me today and said, well, at least you can only go up from here. And that is the truth. You can only go up from here. Planning has been a huge, huge learning curve for me. I'm used to planning essential questions and, letting those essential questions guide my planning. But with kindergarten, it's all about the task rather than the question, can they do this? Is this something that you're looking for when you're planning? And materials have been another huge learning curve. There are so many materials that you have to prep, and you bring them home because you think that you're going to do it at home, and it's so many materials. The paper and the cutting and the gluing and the staple, it's so much. So one of my goals this year professionally was to manage my time better, and I was doing a great job at it until I moved to kindergarten. So it's going to be a tough year. The best part about this entire experience is that I have a saving grace, several of them. The biggest one right now is my suite mate in kindergarten. Her name is Kelsey, and she got moved from 3rd grade last year to kindergarten, so her jump is very similar to mine. And you watch her teach and you would think that she has been doing this for years. Her language is beautiful. Her lesson planning is flawless. She thinks through so many different things and she's so creative. So I'm just going to feed off of her, and it's so great because she's there with me. She knows exactly what I'm feeling. And there's days, yesterday we were just like, this is kindergarten, this is normal. So I have a long way to go. A long, long way to go. And I am hoping, fingers crossed, that I love kindergarten by the end of the year. Right now, it's not looking very likely. It's hard, and that's me being nice about it. But it's uphill. It's a challenge. I'm going to try my best to make time for myself outside of work. That doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon, but it's going to happen eventually. But I will let you guys all know how this works. Planning and being quick is going to be my biggest downfall because I'm not a person that typically thinks on their feet. I'm not a winger. I don't wing things. I'm a planner, and I need a lot of ideas. So I've had so many people in my room helping me, and I'm just so grateful for them. They're amazing. So I will let you guys know later on how it works. I'll tell you guys how individual experiences has shaped my view on education and on teaching and just kindergarten in general. This is definitely not something that was part of my plan this year, is to move grade levels, but life happens, and you get thrown curveballs in education all the time, and so here's mine. So I will definitely keep you guys updated. Thank you for watching.